Yo, 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 what's good, world, what's good? Welcome back to Drop Your 3 Cent. I'm your boy, Third Degree. We got Quez in the house. We got Jess in the house. How y'all doing?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, just vibing out real quick. I might have to spit a pick 16, you know.
Hey, go ahead, hit him up.
Yo, fresh to death. You already know. Third Degree came to come up. Welcome to the Drop Your 3 podcast show. I mean, your 3 Cent had to represent. Yo, you know that it's been evident. And I've been doing it ever since. That was a young pup. You try to step against me, you got no luck. Take that like Diddy. No Diddy party, but we still about to get naughty. I'm freestyling, wilding off the top of the dome. You really don't know, you better leave me alone. Better rock your crown and you best to bow down. You better see that I'm the hardest around. Go to king3rd.com to grab your swag. DY3, you can go ahead and put it in your bag. The best you ever had. Nah, I don't mean to brag, but yes, Third Degree is really that bag. Like Mike Jack, man, I'm kicking my feet. If you really don't like me, you can take the back seat. No Rosa Parks, but I just might spark the mind to make you think something for you to drop a dime. No, just drop 3 pennies and drop your 3 cents. Third Degree coming, you know that I'm decent. With the flow, you already know. Let's go ahead and kick it off and start the show.
Okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I ain't mad at you.
I had to do it. You know, I had to let people know I can still do it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you still got it in the tuck, huh? You know what I'm saying? With that?
Yo, we gonna clip that up. Brother Benny, if you watching, clip that up, brother.
Ah, there you go.
Man,
what's up, Jess? How you feeling, sis?
Pretty good. Busy day.
I heard that.
My youngest had his birthday today, so
I'm
running around like crazy.
Shout out to JR. Happy birthday to you, little man. You know,
happy birthday to the young king, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Man, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, brother. I'm feeling amazing, man. I'm out here in Tennessee in the woods, and you know what I'm saying, spending some time with the fam bam. But hey, we always got to show up to get the work done, regardless. So,
your dedication, man. There's some people who sit at home and still don't show up to work. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, you know what I mean? When the movement is and the vision is clear, man, I'm always running.
I feel you, man.
Know that. You know what I mean? We got the whole little setup, so we good.
I feel you. That's dope. It looks dope, man. I wish I was in Tennessee. In particular, I wish I was in Memphis getting some barbecue.
Boy, you ain't never lied. You know what I'm saying? I was looking the whole way up here. I was looking on the side of the road. Who got the grill smoke?
Yeah, I heard about Memphis, man. I heard Memphis got that Q. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Unfortunately, we don't come through Memphis, so.
Oh, okay.
In Georgia, we came a whole different route. Otherwise, I'd have been barbecued up. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. It's just like how you feel about the California Mexican food. You know, that's how I feel about that down south barbecue. You'd have to send me a plate of 2 or 3. You know?
Hey, don't worry. I might sneak out and still find some. Don't worry.
You have to.
Hell yeah. How y'all week been though, man? You guys been good?
Bro, it's been a long week.
Off all week. I took yesterday off just to chill and get ready to make this drive up here today. So I've been chilling.
I feel you. I'm glad y'all there safe. What up, Jamal? How you doing?
Our brother, what's going on, man?
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and kick off a little bit of ratchetness for y'all, and sit back and we will return. It's your boy Third Degree, and I'm back with more ratchet news. It was good, y'all. It's been a long week, but let's get into some news. Some of it's ratchet and some of it's not so ratchet, but let's kick it off. First off, we gotta give an RIP to the legendary musician Tito Jackson. You know, truthfully, if it wasn't for Tito, there would be no Jackson 5, Jacksons, Michael, Janet. You know what I'm saying? He broke that guitar string. Papa Joe put him to the work and saw that the boys had talent. It all started because of him. So RIP Tito. He was a great dude. I met him once. Cool dude. Oh man, R.I.P. and condolences to the Jackson family. Man, it hasn't been a good week for Dumb Donald. There was a second assassination attempt on his life, and the man who is alleged to have tried to do it has been charged with 2 felonies. So, and then he made these claims that have been getting people in trouble and putting people in danger. Because of his claims of Haitian Americans in Springfield, Ohio, they're pretty much fearing for their life after he made the statement saying that they eat cats and dogs. Also, this was found. KKK distributes anti-Haitian flyers in Springfield, sparking outrage across social media. The cold part about it is he did this with Asians Americans when the whole COVID thing happened, and it sparked a whole outrage or violence upon Asian Americans. But let's see how Congress works and see if they can get a bill just as swift as they did for those Asian Americans who were affected. But that was just me kind of stirring the pot, playing advocate. But let's move on. Keeping up with Dumb Donald real quick. We're going to move on for real. He made a tweet saying he hated Taylor Swift because she endorses Kamala Harris. Well, I don't think she gives a fuck. Moving on. Speaking of Kamala, she stepped out and she's showing that she ain't playing with y'all. Take a quick look. She ain't playing. Moving on. Georgian woman dies after hospital delays life-saving procedure due to state abortion law. So, hey, for those who say voting doesn't matter. All right, moving on. Also, Senate Republicans blocked IVF rights bill again. So that says a lot for those. Moving. Britney Spears to keep paying child support until son's graduation under California law. So Kevin Fairline's still swimming in the money. Moving. Pharrell reveals he and Chad Hugo are not on speaking terms. I wonder what's going on with them, man. I hope they work it out. Moving on. The Lox iconic track Money, Power, Respect goes platinum. After I don't know how many years, but salute. Like Nip said, we running marathons over here, so salute to the Lox. Moving on. Nicki Minaj preps Barb's for the release of Pink Friday 3. Maybe that's why she was, kicking up a dust last week. Publicity. My 3 cents. Just moving on. Nelly hit with the $50 million lawsuit from St. Lunatics members. Man, they don't want to see the pimp juice shine, man. He just had a baby, he has a new wife, he happy, and then here it is go. I wish the best for all of them in this situation. Maybe we can talk to some of them and get their point of view. Moving on. Oh no. Amber Rose and Iman Shumpert spotted in Miami. Hey, bruh, I'm just going to give you some words of advice. Run! I know she got a big booty, but she has a bald head with no brain. All her brain is actually in her booty, bro. She is a dumb. Run, bruh. Run. Moving on. Shout out to the Dodgers who clinched a playoff berth. Let's just hope that we don't end up like the Chargers. When we have a rep of being the Chargers of the baseball world. So hopefully we can, get another championship. Moving on. There's a word out. Superbugs could cause over 39 million deaths by 2050. I really, really hope this isn't true. All the weird stuff we got going on. But moving. China Zoo admits to painting dogs who look like pandas. And my question would be to them, why? But moving on. Queen Latifah is developing a biopic with Will Smith about her life. This should be interesting. I can't wait to check it out. All hail to the Queen. UNITY. Moving on. Marlon Wayne slams Elon Musk for condemning trans daughter. He quoted, "You don't disown your baby." And this is a learning lesson for both of them. Marlon, not everybody's going to be liberal and open to you. It's a shock to some. But then on the flip side, I got to agree with Elon, with Marlon, Elon. You got to remember, to the parents who think like Elon, remember, yeah, your child may, live an alternative lifestyle, whatever, but still remember at the end of the day, that is your baby. Love is unconditional. So you don't disown because they don't fulfill your thoughts and your views or how you think that they should live. Let it be a teaching moment to both of them. But moving on. Nike CEO John Donahue is set to step down from the company. I wonder what's going on. There's been a slew of CEOs stepping down from companies. Something is happening, and they're not telling us. I think we're getting ready for a crash, a financial crash or something. Someone's getting ready. So let's just be on the alert for the next couple of weeks, y'all. All right, but moving on. Well, for the moment that you guys have all been waiting for, they finally got him. Diddy has been arrested, and he's been indicted Also, law enforcement revealed that they confiscated narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant from Diddy's homes in Miami and LA during the raids in March 2024. So, we shall talk about this because I know we have different perspectives and I want to get your thoughts, views, and opinions. So, without further ado, let's get to the show. Peace. Anyway, I'm your boy Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show. Yeah.
Hey, the zoom in was wild, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. The zoom in on the outfit was crazy to me. I ain't bro hit her with the zoom in. I said, look at this guy here.
No, I'm trying to get close up. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, I know. I
know how much. I know how much you love her, so that's why I did it just for you.
Hey, that was wild, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, man. Hey, Nelly, get them folks their money, man. Get them folks their money. Yeah, man. I think Nelly got off on them. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, you know what I mean. So Nelly, get them dudes their money. Murphy Lee was the best out of all y'all, so I don't know how Nelly made it by himself, and Murphy Lee never got a real shot, and he was the better rapper out of all four of them, to me.
Well, the thing about Pimp Juice, though, so I used to think that Nelly was just a one-trick pony, and he was just, one of them dudes. Then I heard some of his underground stuff before he got signed, and dude used to get busy. Like, he could really spit, so I understand why he changed up his flow to be commercialized. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to necessarily sleep on Pimp Juice. Yeah, I heard him get down.
No, I'm not. I'm still saying though, Murph Lee, if he was given the same opportunities, I think he was a better rapper during that time period. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. During the time that Nelly and the St. Lunatics came out, Murphy Lee was the hardest one on there, and he was the youngest. So he had his ears in the street. He had the most room to grow.
I will agree on that.
Yeah, but get them boys their money, man. You cut them out the deal.
True. Fair is fair.
You got that Ashanti money too, boy. We need our money back. We need our money.
They ain't trying to let him be great. They ain't trying to let him be great at all. We said we need our money.
We need our money.
Man. Anything else in there you see you want to talk about real quick?
Man, no, I think we good. I think the industry is gonna crash, bro, and I don't think it's for the reason we think. Well, some of us know, but I think there's a nuclear bomb finna hit the industry, man, and Kendrick kind of alluded to it, so I think he know more than what he telling everybody. And hey, the party must die, and people are getting out the way.
I want you to kind of elaborate because I don't just find a coincidence. Kevin Lau stepped down as CEO 300.
Julian
Atlantic, Neo, not Neo, but what's Nike, all these other different execs, 23andMe, the board of supervisors stepped down. Something's happening.
Oh yeah, Diddy's locked up. That's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Diddy's in jail. And he ain't getting no bond. So I give it about 4 days, and after eating that prison food,
you think he's gonna like?
He gonna sing like nobody business, man. You think Aretha Franklin was on stage, man? The way he finna tell on everybody, he not going down by himself at all. Period. So one or two things gonna happen. One, he gonna tell on everybody and get everybody jammed up, or two, they're not gonna allow him to tell on anybody, and that's the sad reality about that situation. You know
right.
I said it the first time, back in March or April, whenever that was. I said when he went after them people from that beverage company, he started the war. I don't think he knew he started. A lot of these.
You know what? So hold that thought.
Okay.
Hold that thought. Is there anything else from the Ratchet News? Because that's kind of like the main topic. There were some other things I wanted to talk about, but I really didn't have the time to really prep this week. Now your boy was busy. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't. The one thing I did get was that. But
you gotta tell them to quit shooting at your uncle, man. Leave that man alone. That's the only other thing I got.
Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. This why don't ride crime has to stop now.
Hey,
We can't be having white chocolate on white chocolate. We have to all get along. I don't know why I keep shooting at Donald. You're gonna sit up there and mess up his toupee. He's trying to make America great again. He want to make sure that them people ain't out there eating our pets. He want to make sure that he want to secure our borders. He want to make sure that we go get some good food. Yeah, I don't know why they keep messing with that man. I'm gonna vote for him come November. Go Trump 2024.
Hey, it's
vanilla,
crazy.
not white chocolate. Vanilla.
You know what I'm saying?
Over here, I meant to say white. So yes, it's vanilla. Because white chocolate has chocolate in there, and we don't associate with Marquez's kind.
What the fuck? Hey, number mayonnaise sandwiches.
Association at all.
Mayonnaise sandwiches, man. Y'all need to chill. Hey, they out there wilding, bro. Hey, cut it out. That's not gonna help y'all. All you doing is creating a martyr out of somebody who should be left up to their own devices. For real, like I know a lot of people. I get a lot of grief when I fight against Kamala. I guess I puts me on the other side instantly, but. Truth be told, I don't like neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? So
you ain't kind of picking me there, Jigaboo. How you don't like me? You don't like my kind?
Hey, man, listen. It's some people you let crash and burn on their own. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some things don't need to be addressed. When you see somebody crashing out, you just let them crash, man. You politely tap the brakes so you can get out the way. And let them go on down the road and crash out, man. With all this extra stuff, man, y'all not helping. All you're doing is galvanizing his base, man, trying to kill the man. He's starting to look like 50 Cent now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep shooting at this man. What y'all think he gonna?
You have a point. You have a point. Now, to be truthful, because again, for those that tuned in to last Drop Your 3 Cent, where we had the whole political thing, I thank you for bearing with us, you know what I'm saying? Because we had the show, then we had the after show. We finally just got it all out. I ain't want to talk about none of this no more because your boy's mentally drained. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's real life. It's happening. You know what I'm saying? We can't dodge it. We can't sit up there and just act like it's not going to happen. Even true, with that being said, again, it's all respect and love here. You know what I'm saying? We got love for everybody as far as the people on this panel, and we may have different views. So, but there's some things that I do align with. I'm still on the fence with Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like her. And from all the stuff and all the misinformation and all the stuff that's been put out, I was forced to do my research on her. And I'm realizing that she's not all that bad than what people are making her out to be. So, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff that they were saying that she did or didn't do just wasn't simply true. So I'm excited to vote, come November. At the same time, I keep an open mind. I want to hear people on their platforms, what they got to offer, what they got to say. And truthfully, Republican Party, I'm looking you dead in the camera and telling you, y'all got to do better. You got 4 years to get it together and choose somebody that's different than Donald Trump because he ain't it. You know what I'm saying? He's over here spreading misinformation. Now, the black community, whether you like it or not, Haitians are black. They're going to feel the effect of a lot of the words that he is saying, that he's spewing a lot of the hate, a lot of the misinformation. They're getting ready to feel it too. You know what I'm saying? All because of the stuff that he spits in his rhetoric. He cultivates this atmosphere of hate and fear and his cult. Because at the end of the day, the MAGA people seem as if they were a cult. And they follow behind him like he is like the new coming of Jesus, which is just weird to me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you got 4 years to get it together. I'm a registered Democrat, but I don't mind voting for the other person if their views or what their platform is based off or in line with what my views and thoughts are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go too far right, so I can swim in that conservative pool. But I can't, I'm not going to sit up there and just go in there just blindly, Democrat. It is strategic like that because at the end of the day, right now, it's only strategic like that when it comes to the House, when it comes to the Senate, because of the fact that I know that, hey, if you put a Democratic president in there, you got to have to roll Democrat and make sure that they get the House or they get the Senate, depending on especially who that candidate is, because they will make sure that they sabotage and make sure that no bills get passed.
That's
real
good
quick.
stuff here. I like that.
No, I mean, I've always stood on that 10 toes. What's up, Alexandria? But I will say like this: my dream ticket back in the day was bipartisan. Yeah, I wanted Obama to run, but I wanted them to pick a good candidate from the other side. You know, idealistically, it would have been Colin Powell, because at the end of the day, Colin Powell, not just because he's black, but because he deflected from the Bush administration. During that time, he saw that there was some crookedness going on, that Iraq war was BS. We didn't need to go in. The real plot was to surround Iran to basically essentially control the oil. And he didn't like what he was seeing. And he's like, you know what? This isn't the Republican Party that I signed up for. You know, so I wanted somebody like him to be on a ticket with Obama, because then you have a person like this who's willing to reach across the aisle, and this other person reach across the aisle. And I think that would have been a killer ticket to have both a conservative and a liberal to come up with some ideas to show the real true meaning of America on some bipartisanism to try to fix the problems of America.
Hey, you can always hope, brother. You can always hope.
Right. Well, I mean, we can't now because, you know, RIP, but Colin Powell's dead, you know?
Yeah, that would be, I mean, even going forward, that should be kind of standard. Like, you know, it should be a standard. There should be a representative.
There really should be no reason why, you know, why they can't reach across, because again, you got two political parties essentially controlling the United States. And so why not take some views and understand, okay, there's some things that we agree with over here, some things we don't, and come up with a mutual understanding like we do right here on this podcast. We don't all think, view, or opinionate the same. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we could take a lot of our views, thoughts, and opinions, put them in this pot, mix them together, and we got some good tasting ass gumbo. And I think that, you know, the numbers don't lie. So take heed from what we're doing, you know, Congress of the United States of America.
Look, we're not gonna do this week, though. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that sentiment, though, man. That's a good way to that was a good way to voice your opinion, and it makes sense. You know what I mean? I can respect that. I can respect that opinion. You know what I mean?
Word to Big Bird. You heard it from Third.
There you have it. Good stuff.
Well, Alexander, yeah, that's that Jim Jones shit that they sipping on some Kool-Aid. You right.
They definitely on the Kool-Aid.
I gotta acknowledge the crowd. You're on Facebook. Make sure you're hitting the like, share button. Please share. You know, make sure you get these numbers up. Share this with your stream, because we're gonna get into the gist of this Diddy stuff. And what's that, brother? Shout out before we get into it. Shout out to the YouTubers, to my 10,000 subscribers. Quick little flex, you know what I'm saying? Love y'all. Make sure you guys are hitting the like, share, and subscribe button and the notification. Facebook is tripping with me right now on this platform. We see you, Toes. We get to you. Make sure you're in a nice, quiet spot. Yeah, so before we start kicking everything off, if you want to come on, we have the link in the Facebook section. Make sure in the comment section, make sure that you click that link. When you come on, if you're using your phone, make sure you use your headphones. Also know that your phone, whatever device that you're using, will work and act as a microphone. So we need you to make sure that you're sitting still. No, not a whole lot of noise in the back, because that will bleed into our show, especially if you have your TV going or music. That can hit the monetization button. That can cancel that out. Also, we can get hit with strikes, with copyright strikes. Also, we want to make sure that we want to be able to hear what everybody is saying, and we just don't want to look ratchet like Donald Trump's toupee. So, you know what I'm saying? So we're just asking y'all to respect the show. We're just asking y'all to respect the show. You know what I'm saying? We have thoughts, views, and opinions that don't align. We come on here, we can agree to respectfully disagree, just as long as you keep it respectful. I know things get heated, but, you know, no name calling, no say, hey, let's go fight and bring it around the corner. None of that. We just have different views and opinions. So that's what it is. Other than that, make sure that you're near a good Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? We don't want make sure your Wi-Fi is strong. Make sure you pay that bill.
Hey,
Toes, you good?
Hey, if you're on Facebook, please go over to the YouTube page.
Yes.
Because I'm noticing that all these Facebook comments are not showing up. But I got it on my phone. on the
Yeah,
side.
me too.
But,
I had to do
yeah,
the
you
same
guys
thing.
go to the YouTube page, man, because Facebook is low key hating. So if you want to comment, go over to the YouTube
Why
page.
you over there hating on me? Why we all sitting here?
That part. What's
Yeah,
up,
so
though, Melvin?
you're on mute.
All on mute. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a
Hey,
thumb.
hold on, real quick, Melvin. Before you get in, so to the YouTube, go to either drop your 3 cent. That's going live right now, or go to King 3RDD on YouTube, and we can show your comments and stuff there. And then while you're there, make sure you subscribe.
Can
What's
you hear me
good,
now?
Toad?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. You may speak.
Yeah, we
All right.
got you now,
Good.
bro.
What's going on, guys?
What's
Not
up,
much. How
brother?
you doing?
Same old, just chilling.
Absolutely.
What I missed so far in the ratchet news?
You
You
missed
got to
a
recap
lot.
that one. It was a little good one.
Well, yeah, they're usually good. They're
I
pretty
appreciate it. I
informative.
put a lot of work.
I know. I like
Clipping
them.
up stuff.
I like those. I
But
like
yeah,
because
man, we talked about Trump getting shot at again.
good.
Damn.
Hey, Kurt,
I'm just playing. He didn't get shot at. The guy didn't even have the gun pointed at him.
Right.
The Secret
Oh,
Service
so
shot at the guy, and so that a lot of
real,
people were like,
real
"Oh,
quick,
he's trying to kill him."
real quick. I kind of called it. Remember, I said something like that along on this show, or I think I may have been talking. I said that because of the steam that Kamala Harris has been getting lately, he's going to need another attempt. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote. And this one seemed really staged as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because again, he's losing momentum in the media, in the press. So fast forward.
I don't think it was staged. I'm not
Shit.
gonna. I don't think it was staged. It's just in everyone's family, we know somebody crazy. So when you look at the United States, there's just a ton of crazy people, and there's a ton of crazy people with guns. So it's not necessarily staged. It's just if you go to that guy's profile, he had a standoff with police in 2002. He was charged with armed theft. Even the Ukrainians didn't even want him to fight with them. So that,
hey, they sent you back home?
yes, they send them back to recruit. They're like, okay, yeah, we don't need you here because we don't trust you with a gun. So I don't think it was staged. I think he was just another mentally ill American, as usual, with a firearm, and that pretended to and thought he was doing the right thing because he was being patriotic, quote unquote. So, but yeah, he according to the FBI and the Secret Service, he didn't have President Trump in the line of sight. He never fired off a shot. The Secret Service saw the gun, and they fired into the bushes. He took off, and they got him. So I don't think it was staged. That's the thing with conspiracy theories. There's conspiracy theories for everything.
Yep, the only conspiracy till they become the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that was just my opinion. Mother sucker, I wasn't over here spitting off no conspiracy. No, Toes. I'm gonna come see Toes.
What the
I wasn't
no,
talking
Toes.
about you in general. I wasn't talking about you in general. I'm just talking about conspiracy theories in general. Because people are still saying we didn't land on the moon. The earth is flat. We still see those. Kyrie Irving, who went to Duke.
Let's not get into him.
Hey, leave my brother alone, man.
There's millionaires who think the earth is flat when they could essentially fly up on Blue Origin or SpaceX and see it for several $1 million. They can see the curvature of the earth. And it's a prime example of when people don't know something and they're not experts in it and they lack the intelligence to actually comprehend what's going on, they make up the simplest things so that it could fit in their comprehension, in their box.
No doubt.
We got you.
All right. We got
you.
Hey,
real quick, I dropped the YouTube link in the comments for our Facebook family. So you guys
cool.
Click on
it
and go
make the switch. Make the switch. Like I said, if you guys don't know the link, or for those watching, King 3RDD, that's my third degree page, or you can go to drop your 3 your number 3 CENT, and you know what I'm saying, and log on from there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into the show.
Oh, quick question. Did you guys talk about the black Nazi yet?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. The North Carolina
Hey, we was trying to stay
governor
away from
candidate.
politics this week.
We're trying. I'm drained out of politics, but I will say this to the black Nazi out of there, whatever you dumb jigaboo, you dumb jigaboo, you. Your mama should have wore a lifestyle that day that she conceived you. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Clayton Bigsby himself.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Wayne Bixby.
He was a proponent for slavery. I'm like, what?
Clayton
Yeah.
Bigsby.
You
Like,
a
sir,
black-
did you know we could see you?
You a black pro-slavery Nazi. What the fuck did the
Hey man, Dave Chappelle was on one when he did that skit.
yeah.
Let's get into the show. All right, now. Well, I meant to kick it with a commercial, but like I said, I was a little ill prepared for today. But make sure you guys, someone's bleeding in. Make sure you guys are supporting Quez. We get you there. Make sure you guys are supporting Melvin's nonprofit. What is that? The pantry, the North County Pantry?
Oh, Nourish North County. It's the pantry in for El Camino and North County. San Diego helps feed. I think last time it was over like 1,000 families over the school year.
Bet.
Families and students. So yeah.
All right. Make sure you guys also check out Sugar Express by Jess on Instagram and on TikTok. For her cakes. Go to kingthird.com to get your merch, get your music.
What kind of cakes are we talking about? Wait. What are you plugging in now, Third? What are you trying to sell now?
No Diddy. Let's get into it. So, if you guys have been living underneath the rock, it's sad to say, my almost could have been boss.
Oh, boy, you gonna earn that deal.
Oh shit!
Hey, maybe things happen for a reason. Because
take that.
Can you imagine me
to the wrong slip and slide records? You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine me getting on this podcast once a bad boy artist talking about having to face y'all? Third, what you do for that deal, Third?
Oh my God.
I wasn't gonna say it to you out loud, but I sure was gonna be thinking it.
Dylan. That
you know what I mean?
Hot fire wasn't the only thing he was spitting. Let me tell
you. Oh no. But yeah, man. Shout out to Diddy for one time because he did like my music, man. He was bumping, he was feeling it, man. But
not like your music, sir.
He wasn't in it for the music.
That music.
He wasn't in it for the music.
No, it's not.
Keep telling yourself that. Yep, he liked my music. Yeah.
You were gonna have some Cambodian breast milk real quick.
Be over there
he took my demo the year the 2005 BET Awards. He didn't go. He was listening to demos, and mine was one of them.
Oh yeah, he liked that cover photo. He sure did. Loved your music.
Man, I'm not even trying to play into it, but he did. He did. I guess when I was told by the A&R, the A&R was like, "Yeah, we're just trying to." He's trying to. What he does, he takes the music, he tries to envision how he'll market them and do all this and I'm like, okay, so bastard.
He was trying to get some of that Prince of Zumunda. You know what I'm saying? He wanted some of that.
He wanted 77%. He wanted to boost your numbers up to 95.
Oh shit!
Hey, bump you. You know what? I might just go for Trump so we can tighten up those borders and get Melvin out of here. You immigrant. You have Kamala.
A couple more percentages.
Hey, boy.
You see, you got friends. You see,
hey, man,
my friends are. Nah, man, I'm about to go cry in the car. My grandmama gave me that chain.
Hey, don't worry. Just tell Meek Mill to scoot over. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can
Hey, man. So as you can see, Diddy has been arrested.
Rightfully so.
So within the week, though, the $100 million lawsuit that was filed by a Detroit inmate against Diddy had been overturned. Because a judge had ruled that he had to pay $100 million, and then the judge overturned it because it was a discrepancy. But then, literally, I think like the next day, saying he got arrested for, I guess, ex trafficking, essentially, and it's just been raising a whole lot of questions. 50 Cent says that Diddy's legal situation is in part because he made liquor execs uncomfortable. So that kind of plays into what Quez was talking about.
It could
Tish, are you good?
It could be.
Welcome, Tish.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, it's been a while. It's been a while.
I've been busy.
Gotta make that money.
That's right. How everybody doing?
We good.
Good.
So Melvin, real quick, we're gonna ask the panel. So what are your thoughts about Diddy being arrested?
Well, like I always say, I'm not gonna rush to judgment. The evidence is overwhelming, but he will face justice. And so I'm not an expert and I don't have all the facts, but it looks like he's guilty, and he's gonna be up there in that new movie starring him and R. Kelly serving life.
Dang. Tish?
I don't know. I'm just waiting to see how this plays out. That's all I'm waiting on. Because I don't know. I've spoke my piece about it before, but right now I'm just kind of like over it. So I'm just waiting to see. I'm just waiting to see what happens. But but I'm gonna say this. What's funny to me is like every time I see posts on social media and things like that, everybody's talking about, for instance, and I don't take anything this person say creditable because it's the same person who had his 12 and 13-year-old sons and nephews be molested by a grown woman. The little Boosie was like, why is he being arrested for like being a freak, being this? But that's not what he was taken into custody for.
No.
It was the sex trafficking, the drugs, the guns, all that other stuff. It had nothing to do with his freaky lifestyle. So, and if people don't believe that, read that 14-page indictment. Like, don't go by what you see on bottles of baby oil, even though that's crazy. Because then I use less than that. Like, I have a bottle still here that I've had for months. I don't use a lot of baby oil. So,
hey, I was talking with a homegirl today, and she said, what are you doing, Dynamo? You just have one that lasts you like a whole year, and it's a small one. We don't use that much oil.
No.
He was buying stock in baby oil.
Yeah, to the point where it starts to smell like dirt, and you gotta get rid of it and get another bottle. That's how old my bottles get. So I don't use it like that.
I got scared for a minute. I'm like, man, they locking folks up for baby oil. I keep one in the house for my clippers. You know what I'm saying?
Like that. Just I need people to use their brains.
He's over there with the baby oil gang. We see you, sis. It's
okay.
It's gotta stay lubricated. You know what I mean? Keep your baby oils on deck. I don't got no bottles of baby oil nowhere in my vicinity. And none will I ever.
In case the feds are watching.
It's for skin, not for other things. Like it's
dogs gotta eat.
It's not supposed to go in. It's not for lubricants.
It was
no. He likes them nice and squirmy, I guess.
Yeah.
1,000 bottles is crazy though.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of baby.
But is it a crime though?
Didn't they say it was like 800 dildos too?
Hey,
that hasn't been a credible story.
No.
I've heard it was 784 dildos.
Okay, that hasn't been a credible source. We ain't gonna do all that. But
I know they was talking about it on the Breakfast Club. Sean
man. Okay.
But why would you be shocked though?
Well, okay. The definition of ex trafficking is human trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation. It has been called a form of modern day slavery because of the way the victims are.
It's hard to prove.
It's the crime of using force, fraud, or coercion to introduce another individual to sell X. Common types include escort services, pornography, etc. So,
but it's hard to prove X trafficking because. Depending on the variables, people can be like, well, why didn't you just leave? You mean you were at the airport by yourself and you could have left at any moment, but you would have felt bad if he would have left? If you would have left, and so it's like, well, you're under your own responsibility for yourself. Although that person, it's the same as like with elderly abuse and financial abuse. Those things are hard to prove. And so, and
Mhm.
Matt Gaetz of Florida, the Congress member, they've been trying to get him for the last 5 years on X trafficking because he was reportedly showing a 17-year-old naked on the house floor. He took a 17-year-old to allegedly to an X party, and so they're trying to prove that now. And he's a member of Congress, let alone a billionaire. So that it's very hard. They probably have a lot more than they're disclosing, but it's going to be a tough case unless they have like definitive things that said.
Right. So, Jess, what are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are the same as the last time we spoke about it. I felt like the vibes that I got when he asked to get that cheesecake, that was too much.
Right.
And I was young then. I was very young. But those vibes felt like, ooh, like,
They were predatory.
yeah,
Mhm.
yes, very.
Very much so.
I agree.
He deserves to be where he's at.
Go ahead, Quez.
But listen, man, I agree with Jess and Tisha's sentiment that yes, it's very predatory. But I also agree with Melvin that this is one of the hardest things to prove. You know, and a lot of it being that most of the people who are filing claims against him or testifying or whatever, they were all adults. You know what I mean? And they weren't really held in no type of captivity. The clearest version we got of it is Cassie, and they're not charging him with that. You know what I mean? In that indictment, which is kind of ridiculous to me as a prosecutor. If you wanted to make sure you got the man hook, line, and sinker, that probably should have been at the top of that case because you have the most evidence for it.
Well,
So
it's mentioned in the indictment.
it's mentioned, but he's not charged with it. That's
No.
my thing.
Yeah.
You guys didn't charge him. You know what I mean? You used it as a reference point.
It could have been a settlement within that money agreement that when she sued him.
Oh yeah, it was. That's why he paid it so fast.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. So the case, if you're looking at it from a case study point, it looks hella weak. This looks like even though he may be a predator, you know what I'm saying, in a form of my justifying Diddy in whatever his actions may or may not be, but from a case law study, it looks really, really weak. It looks
truthfully, it kind of does. Hold on, we had Jamal that said he was trying to buy Johnson & Johnson, and Cheryl says cops coming through, flush that Johnson & Johnson. I'm just saying,
flush the Johnson & Johnson.
Alexandria, shout out to you. Make sure you guys are sharing this out with your feed. They're trying to argue coercion. Am I saying that right? Coercion?
Coercion. Yeah, you did.
Coercion. I'm no expert, but if you're compensated for your work, I don't know how that equates to coercion. So, yes, I mean, I get it. You're trying to say sex trafficking, but or my fault, X trafficking, but it's a slippery slope because at the end of the day, let's not act like there's a whole bunch of other like millionaires and billionaires out there who have not flown people out for the purpose of actual pleasure or to get freaky or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And if we're talking about pornography, isn't there a man named Hugh Hefner who essentially made an empire off of a magazine called Playboy? Wouldn't that be X trafficking too? So my thing is like, so and that's one of the things that they got R. Kelly on. Truthfully, that is the thing that they got him on, and they got him on more so. I think he took lesser charges or got lesser years for the child pornography, but he essentially got booked on X trafficking.
I mean, but it's easier when you're dealing with minors to prove coercion.
Well,
It's hard to prove that a 25, 35-year-old person, you coerced them into, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the same.
Deviancy, you know what I mean? And they still went home and didn't come back and say nothing until 10 years later. It's kind of hard to prove coercion in that. That's all I'm saying. You know, it may be necessarily true. It may be absolute truth, but you still have to prove it in the court of law. And that's
for sex trafficking, especially for minors, it's when you cross state lines for the specific purpose of having sex with somebody. So it's when you technically when you fly a girl out, let's say you fly a girl out from Houston to California. If the whole purpose of that flight was sex, then and she is an escort, then that is X trafficking, essentially. And so anytime you technically fly somebody out, that is a version of.
But here's where it gets slippery. What if it was consensual and not necessarily like an escort? Let's just say hey, you meet somebody dating online, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And hey, but this person lives in New York and this person lives here, whatever. And that person, will you buy my ticket? You buy the ticket and they fly this person out. You get what I'm saying? Is that still X trafficking?
It's technically is, but it doesn't become an issue until the other person decides to sue you for it. How would anybody know it's consensual unless a lawsuit comes across?
Yeah.
Just like that thing with Hugh Hefner, his people were 1099 contractors and employers. It's still considered, if he flew them in for a specific job to just have sex, yes. But if there are X, whatever, my bad. But if they're doing just pictures and things like that, it's a completely different thing. It's employment. So it's like you said, it's a slippery slope, but it becomes a problem when that person is, okay, I'm gonna have a lawsuit against you now because this was done when I really didn't want it to be, or whatever the case may be.
True. And then when years and decades pass, and now you come out, then the defense is going to be like, well, are you hard pressed on money?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in your life? Why didn't you, if you felt this way, why did you not reach out? And so I'm not saying those are not viable things and that's an excuse or anything, but that's what defense attorneys often argue. It's like, well, it cannot be consensual when the act is being done, and then when you no longer want it to be and you have regret and you have time to think about it, then you change your mind. If you gave permission and you guys both consented to do that act at that time, then there's nothing wrong with it. Just because you're ashamed or you regret it years later, it doesn't mean that it was X trafficking or rape or any of those things. As awful as they are, that's how the defense will argue it.
That's how they're going to argue that. Large part of that is going to be, was it really coercion if you took a 5-hour flight to go there? You know what I'm saying? You willingly left your home, got on a plane, went met someone somewhere, had, intercourse, and then went back home, and now you feel like something happened. That's the hard part about it. You know what I mean?
And if it's worse if your background isn't squeaky clean. So if you did that with other people and other artists, like the not Danity Kane, the other girl that had Donald Trump Jr.'s baby, secret love child. They're like, oh, so you didn't get flown out to have a kid with Donald Trump Jr. You didn't do this with such and such producer. So all that will come up in discovery, and all that would be like, oh no, you slept with this executive too. So then now why are you accusing only this person? So that right or wrong, they'll bring up their whole history and be like, oh, so now you're trying to get a payday. This is not about X trafficking. This is about you being compensated because now you see that he's weakened, and you see that once the video came out with Cassidy, that's when you saw there was a chink in the armor that you can attack him, and that's what they're gonna say.
Yeah, that should have.
Shout out to the YouTube folks. Make sure you guys are hitting the like, share, and subscribe button. Also, too, you can I think you can super chat on here. You know what I'm saying? So Blue Jupiter says, who cares about baby oil? Cheryl says, as long as both parties are of age and consent, you know. Blue Jupiter, shout out to you. So they just let him time and time. They just let him time and time again. Y'all pitiful. How we pitiful? We're just breaking down both. We're just breaking down all sides of this because again, like I don't know, it's confusing to me. We're just having an honest conversation about this Diddy thing because again, you know, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to any of the alleged, allegations or whatever, but I have questions, and it's only human being that have questions. Like for example, like Don Richard, or Don Richard, whatever her name is, she's of Danity Kane and Dirty Money. You know what I'm saying? She was just on Diddy's last record, that came out last year. So if it was anything of a type of abuse or whatever, you just were with this dude, recording and everything was all good just a week ago. So is it brainwashing or is it something like I got honest questions.
I mean, well, you also can't take away the point that Stockholm syndrome is real, right? You can't. You also can't remove that from the equation. Right? There are plenty of people who run back to abuse. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you've seen it along your path in these 40 years, and me as well. At 40, I've seen it happen.
All the
I've
same
never
people.
understood it, but I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and never understood what was wrong. But
Right.
Stockholm syndrome is real.
Yep.
It's just when you take that to a court of law, you're not trying to prove your point to the judge. You're trying to prove your point to 12 other regular human beings, and that's where the shadow of doubt comes in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because if I'm sitting up there and he beat you 17 times, you left for a year, then you guys got back together, then he beat you again, so you called the police. Like, I'm gonna be looking like, well, if you left for a year, what the hell you go back for? But that's just from my place of understanding.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know what that feels like.
Word.
So Stockholm syndrome is real. It's just hard to prove in court.
No,
Exactly.
And hey, real quick, hold that thought, Melvin. Hold that. We got some comment. Cheryl says the woman will always be made to look like a slut. That is a double standard in this country. Yeah, it's sad to say, but yes, I have to agree it's true. But for the most part, I don't necessarily think when it comes to some of these moguls like the Diddy's or anyone messing with Trump, which Trump, and there's no alleged, I mean, he got found guilty of giving a porn star a hush money because he cheated on his wife, with this porn star. So, I mean, again, it's the thing of we've had these talks before. We had lots of them on this here podcast where we talk about women equating money with love or stature. And a lot of women, not all, but some fall in love with the aspect of a celebrity or the stature of money or whatever it is, or if it's just even status, you know what I'm saying? And they go after these dudes with money. And then these are some of the predicaments that happen along the way. Not saying that it's right, but again, with men of power and money, what you're seeing time and time again with some men, not all men, but some, this has become a common trend. And they chase the money. So then we have these situations here where they fall in love with the lifestyle, whether they're getting flown out, cars, clothes, jewels. They don't have to essentially work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they fall in love with it. And this is one of the price tags that comes along with it. It's sad to say, but in most cases, outside of the celebrity world, it is sad that when some women, like, I would say, like, civilian women have these stories because, again, there are a lot of dudes who are really predators or they're sick-minded and they are abused. That they're made to look like sluts, or you wore this shirt because you wanted it, or da-da-da-da-da. It's sad to say, but it does happen. Alexandria says if they're paid, yes, there's plenty of people using what they got to get what they want. True. And Cheryl says gold diggers love Gucci. All right, I'm sorry, Melvin, go ahead.
Oh, I was just agreeing with Quez that Stockholm syndrome is real because that's how come we got Donald Trump again up in the candidacy, because people forget how much of an evil dirty person he really was, wanting to fuck his daughter and all this other crazy stuff. Not even alone
Well, there
what
goes
he did to
monetization for
America,
this episode.
but
Right.
but also to the comment, it's not. I think we all can agree that Diddy gave off predatory vibes from, and all the rumors, kind of like kind of like Epstein, kind of like that producer, kind of like R. Kelly. People kind of like Drake. People have been saying rumors that happen to be that coincide with evidence that supports those rumors, and so I'm not giving Diddy like a pass for it. I'm not saying that he's right. I'm not defending him at all. My position is for the court of law, the defense attorney, because he's a billionaire. He's afforded a defense. He's gonna be able to defend himself with the best attorneys possible. And so what they're gonna do is scrutinize and find things to demonize every one of those accusers. And unless they're perfect and unless they have hard evidence, it's going to be hard to get a billionaire on those things and to actually keep them in jail, because we see it all the time. We have Brett Favre stole $45 million from the poor and he's not in jail. But we saw Michael Vick go to jail for 18 months for dogfighting. So it all depends on what the jury finds, the lawyers you have, and the judge. So that's
playing advocate into what Quez was talking about, because it's something that I kind of thought about too. Quez touched on it earlier. He said 50 Cent says Diddy's legal situation is in part because he made liquor execs uncomfortable. And once he started, again, we've heard all these talks, and especially when you were just talking about as far as like conspiracy theories, Illuminati, all this other stuff. Just a secret society underneath, like Hollywood. Once you start kind of like shaking the tree, or making them uncomfortable, and then these type of things happen, and it's just weird that it kind of coincides with how he started calling them out for racism and this and that, and he sued them. And then once they settled with him, gave him money, say, here, take your stuff, blah, 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 cut ties with him, then it's funny how all these allegations come out.
The war was on at that moment.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I don't think it's a form of conspiracy. I don't think it's a form of like Illuminati or deep state or any of that. It's like the Russians call it compromat, or like they keep a personal blackmail journal of what all you did. And so basically those executives saw Diddy and they were leveraging all that. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll attend. I'll just stay in the back. I'll stay in the cut against the wall and I'll watch you and I'll pretend like I'm your friend, but let you fuck me over, let you mess me over. I'm going to use that as leverage to get you back. So we don't know how they use that. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll settle this case, but I got in my back pocket, I'm going to go and fund lawyers for all the people that accused you of that. I'm going to go fund their legal team. I'm going to go set them up. I'm going to provide services. And big businesses do that all the time. So that's not like far-fetched. That's not a conspiracy. That's real corporate espionage. They'll do is set each other up like that. So that other people could prosper. So there's no conspiracy there. So I think when you mess with the wrong executives, they're gonna find something on you to bring you down, because they also have money. So you're not the only one in that equation with billionaires. It's billionaires versus billionaires. So when it's Donald Trump versus Jeff Bezos, when it was there was a thing where Jeff Bezos was being hacked and all these other stuff, and then he started taking it out on Elon Musk. And so when billionaires fight, there's a lot of dirty tricks and hacks and other things they use because they have everything at their fingertips.
Word. So
I agree with Melvin.
So hold on, real quick. Cheryl says, "No, sir. This is the cost of doing business."
Okay.
I'm just reading what I seen. My bad. So, What up, cousin? What up, Devin? If Diddy has something that they want, there's nothing he can do or he can do or pay. He's protected, but he's not untouchable. Very true. Very true. All right, my bad. Go ahead, Tisha.
No, I was just saying I don't think it's conspiracy things either. I just think it's almost like mob mentality. Like everybody who goes together in business with stuff, they're not necessarily friends. They smile on your face while things go good. When you cross one person, what do? Everybody that's part of that you cross, they're gonna come at you and they're gonna come for you. So I think we don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes. We only see him from the surface. We don't have all the information. So we don't know who he has ties with that he might have crossed. We have no clue. But this might dig up some of that because it's not just a coincidence. Like it's the ties that the people he crossed probably that's going after him.
Word. All right, before we get to Jess, the shout out to everybody who's on Facebook. Make sure you guys are hitting the like and the share button. Make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you're liking it. If you're watching from Facebook, just know that some of the comments aren't really showing up, so I have to kind of go back to my phone. The easier thing to do is if you want your comments or your thoughts represented, go to YouTube, which is King3RDD, or go to Drop Your 3CENT, and we can showcase your thoughts, views, and opinions on the screen. If you want to come on as a guest on Facebook, I have the link tagged or pinned in the comment section. Just hit that link and you'll come on, and just make sure that there's no loudness in the background. Make sure you got your Wi-Fi going on. You're using your phone. Make sure you got your headphones going in. So, but yeah, just make sure you hop on over to the YouTube. Thank you for those who are contributing. Jess?
I ain't got much to say.
Well, okay, Wes.
I think we are all on one accord with this one, right? I think Diddy even said it himself at one of his Revolt conferences. They don't like for you to own anything, right? You can play in the yard with everybody else, but as soon as you start reaching for ownership and calling people out on their nonsense, you become a target. And not to mention, you were already a target once you got there because they never expected you to make it to their front door. But they'll accept you once you get there. But you best play by the rules, because if you don't, it's very easy to eradicate you. And not to mention, I think there was a very heavy focus on them videos and tapes that Diddy had at his house, and some people may be implemented in those videos. So when you start suing people and exerting your power, there's always somebody bigger on the yard. And all they had to do was reach up there to that individual who's been a billionaire and comes from a family that is interconnected. And these billionaires aren't just accidental billionaires. We just started getting up there as a community. We just recently started reaching billionaire status. So we think we're walking into a fair game where, oh, hey, we're all billionaires. We're all the same. No, we're not. Some of these billionaires have been billionaires for generations. They're not aligned and in tune with you. You just happen to make it up here. We're going to let you play. But don't get carried away, sir. What do you think you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we can get rid of you today. So I think that's what happened with Diddy. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and he just found that out. And when you get up there with the big dogs, man, and you try to play that game, you best know what you're doing.
Best not be a pervert too. It helps.
Yeah,
you're not a predator.
Well, hey, so I wound up pulling up a clip from Marquez's uncle. Would you like to see the clip?
Who the hell my uncle?
Just wait. There's about to be a
OJ?
family reunion right here. Hold on, just wait. I got it. Right.
Puffy Combs' federal charges have little, if anything, to do with domestic abuse or pedophilia. His major sex crime federally is he's being accused of transporting women across state lines to engage in sex. What we call prostitution. Not Casey, not the freak-offs, not underage girls, but prostitution. Why am I bringing this up? Because I don't support prostitution either. I do not support men paying for the sugar box. I do not support black women having to sexually exploit their sugar box in order to pay their bills. With that being said, prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. It is the sexual trafficking that Sean Puffy Combs is being accused of. Not domestic abuse, not freak-offs, not stomping out Cassie, not engaging in sex with underage women. It is interstate sexual trafficking. That is the charge. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up, peace God, because when I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence of Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, I have yet to hear anybody give me a specific piece of interstate sex trafficking evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it for the low political IQ Negroes. I'm going to say it for the average political IQ Negroes. And I'm going to say it for the high IQ Negroes. I haven't seen or heard a single piece of evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I ain't read it in the New York Times. I ain't read it in the Philadelphia Inquirer. I ain't heard it on CNN. I ain't seen it on headline news. Where is the evidence that Sean Puffy Combs engaged in interstate sex trafficking? I keep hearing about Cassie when I turn on the news. Why are we hearing about Cassie when Cassie has nothing to do with the federal indictment? I don't think any black man should have a piece of
Sorry, it looked like, from what it looked like he was standing right in front of his school. But I think his school has no Wi-Fi. So if you send another $500 to Dr. Umar Johnson, he can get some good Wi-Fi for his school that he's sitting out in front
of. That's
because I was getting dizzy.
Who was holding the camera?
You leave Michael J. Fox and his Parkinson's alone. That ain't y'all don't mess with that man. He's shaking. Listen, it's all right.
Dr. Umar has some very valid points. Sometimes it's the repetitiveness that kills me. When he says it 3 times, you lost me already. I appreciate that, brother, because he did get me out of some scenarios with my children in the school system and in the psychology department over there. But when you let me say it again. When you like, hey, bro, come on, man.
You sound like Bill Cosby. After getting ready to go on your Cosby spill for a minute.
Yeah, like what is that? Man, stop doing that.
Give me some pudding, dog.
Yeah, that shit
it's almost like he has a form of a compulsive behavior or OCD. Because like my doctor, my ophthalmologist, he repeats things over and over, which I appreciate. You're a doctor. I want you to repeat it as many times as you can before you start messing with my eyes. But that's what he sounds like. He keeps repeating it over and over and over. So he's a psychologist, so he should be able to diagnose himself.
but what he's doing is he's repeating it a lot. So for people that are low IQ are gonna be like, well, it said. If some people, when you say it enough, they believe it. So if you say it 10, 15, they are eating cats. They are eating dogs. You say it enough, people will start finding stuff out of thin air that doesn't
like
exist.
Amber Rose's bald-headed
Thank you. You beat me to it.
Yes. When the state governor, who's a Republican and a Trump supporter, came out and said, there's no cats and no dogs eating at all. There is none. And those are people on his side are like, what are you talking about? But anyway, it's like he has a point. Like that's what me and Quez were saying earlier. Like that's what the defense is going to bring up, and that's what sex trafficking or X trafficking is crossing state lines for the purpose of sex. And you're going to have to prove that it was just for X and not for a business transaction that accompanied that X. Like, oh, you were supposed to go to a paid photo shoot, a paid engagement, a paid singing or studio recording time, and you happen to have sex. Like, you could have left town. You stayed for 2 weeks. Why did you stay that time? So they're gonna all argue that, and like with what they do to what they do to a lot of black people, and they'll run them through the mud with the most degrading headline topping. Well, 1,000 bottles of baby oils, 800 dildos, but no real facts and nothing of substance on those charges. But I'm not saying, and like I said before, Diddy doesn't get a pass with me. He beat Cassidy up. He was denying it for years. He said, I was innocent. This is all, I don't know what they're doing to get me. This is all a sham. And then once the video came out, he was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go Ray Rice on her. I have an anger management. I'm going to go have therapy. I'm going to do all this other shit. But he was sitting there denying it after he knew he was a diabolical, evil narcissist. And he's a predator. So, but I'm not defending him. I'm just saying how the law is interpreted. That's how Al Capone, mobsters, how gangsters, they get off, because you have to prove I gave that guy the gun. Oh, because I told him to do something, he did it. That doesn't mean I applied it. That doesn't mean I ordered him to do it. He's of his own free will. He's an adult. He's able to do. And so there's a lot that goes into it. You have to find the nuance. And he was right. There's no so far, CNN, Fox, all the dirt, nothing of substance has came out. But
yeah, but they also protect evidence too. Like something.
I know, but I was just gonna say, we know they have something, because they wouldn't have perp walked him, and it wouldn't have been that big of subject.
Let's keep in mind that this is not just like your local police department.
This is federal.
This is federal. So
world renowned.
What I've seen, and which kind of coincides with this, what I've seen in this Keefe D trial, with the assassination of Tupac, is that you didn't hear of any like charges or whatever, but then as the year goes on or whatever, and they start kind of releasing little bits here from these hearings, you start putting 2 and 3 together, like, oh, these mugs have been mounting up years and years and years of evidence. They have to have something solid in order to bring it up on federal indictment charges.
Well,
so there has to be something.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Go ahead, Quest. Go ahead. Sorry.
Real quick. The feds have like a 95% conviction rate. So when they come get you, they're coming to get you. Like let's keep that in mind. Yeah, they may not tell you everything, but also you have to take into the account that they, like Melvin said, in the court of public opinion, they are destroying you as a human. They're taking all the humanity away from this man on purpose. Like that is the purposeful, so that when it does happen, because let's be real, when the feds come get you, you're going to jail. Like there's really not too many ways around it. You know what I mean? Like they do their due diligence for the most part. Like when they come get you, you're going to jail. So nothing is better to add icing to their cake is that they destroyed your public image. And when people stop looking at you as a human being and look at you as a visceral, predatory, demonic person, you know what I mean? It's so much easier for them to sweep this under the rug, whether the evidence is outstanding or not. It's a whole lot easier to, well, Diddy's in jail. Good job. He's a piece of shit. Let's move on with our lives. And yeah, we gave him 175 years for, being a freak or whatever the case may be, whatever they're charging him with. And that may not be, precedents before. My only concern is cases like this create a standard, and people in the court of law always go back and reference previous cases. So if you can create a case like this and charge this man and give him the ultimate maximum amount of years, whatever the case may be, for you individuals who are flying out strippers and flying to Belize and bringing women back, when one of these individuals or somebody has a vendetta against you, you're also going to get that time because they get to say, well, look what we did to Diddy. Diddy was a freak too, and he flew him. And yeah, they had sex and they had fun, but it's still trafficking. So here you go. Here's your 120 years, just like Diddy, because we did it to Diddy. You can't say it's not fair. He was a millionaire. He was black. So that's my concern with it. When you do things like this, it sets a precedence that people use for case law against someone who may not be deserving of that, because that now we've set it into practice.
So let me ask you, do you think that race is playing a part in this?
I think that what?
Do you think that race is playing a part in this?
Yes,
no,
but
not
no.
Necessarily. No.
I think the demonizing, we see it first with all criminal convictions. They'll put your worst photo up there with what they did to Trayvon Martin. He was the victim, and they ran that boy through the mud like he was a convicted. He had marijuana in his system, and when marijuana was legal in several states, he was a demon child. But the perpetrator was a known racist, was a known narcissist, and was a known wife beater. So race does play a part sometimes in how the perception will be viewed. But also, we don't know. It's still fresh. The case is still just fresh because we don't know if it'll be like Epstein. Epstein was convicted on sex trafficking, and he was a billionaire at the time. He got off. He only went to jail on the weekends. They flew him out, and they flew him to put him in jail, and he got to stay, and he got to come out on the weekends. Or he only went to jail for the weekends, and sometimes during the week, he got out. He only had to go to jail during the day, and he still had his cell phone. He still had but he was also paying for that police department in that billionaire neighborhood. He was also funding several candidates for the state house, and Congress. So it also depends on what connections you have, because they had a mountain of evidence, and it has to do with how much people want that person to go to jail.
True.
And so nobody cared about Epstein, and that's why he got away with it. And then it wasn't until the Me Too movement essentially put that man in jail and ended his life. And so, thank God, because he's damaging 15-year-olds. He needed to go. But it all depends on, we'll see how money plays a role in justice, because justice is not blind. Justice is how much you can afford.
Ooh, that's some of the realest shit I ever heard you say, man.
That's a bar right there.
Justice is what you can afford. I need my reparations if I can afford some justice. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Yeah, shit, cut my check, man. I need some justice. I can't afford it right now. Just regular Kaniga, like you guys. I need justice money. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
Well, any final thoughts on Diddy?
Man, this is a slippery topic, man, and I don't want.
It really is.
Yeah, it's a baby oil topic. I don't know if we're gonna.
And I ain't got that much baby oil.
I know.
Could never.
Yeah, look, my elbows was ashy when we started, and now they all greased up. You know what I'm saying? All I did was touch the computer. Now I feel well lubricated. You know what I'm saying?
That was word on the street. That was work.
The moral of his freak offs are you can't invite everybody to what you're doing. You need to keep that stuff quiet. People have lifestyle parties all the time and don't nobody know what's going on at them parties. He didn't have to invite the whole industry to his parties. That's what happened.
But I think he was more of a deviant because he was using his power, like Quez says, power corrupts. Because what's that? Torre, the journalist, he was saying that he got his cousin a job with Diddy.
I remember that, yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I got my cousin a job," and then my cousin didn't talk to me, and I was like, "Oh, what's up? How's the job going?" And he's like, he didn't want to talk about it, and then he's like, Diddy basically said, either you're gonna give up the cheeks or you don't have a job. So I don't have a job no more. And so Diddy wasn't just having the regular, the swingers and different sexual adventures. He was using power and probably coercion and force and all those, and we see him beat up women. So he doesn't value women. He doesn't care about women. So, and we know he's a narcissist. From making the band, we've seen how much of a narcissist he is. He wants that Cambodian breast milk. So we know.
I mean, I love cheesecake too. You know what I'm saying? I love cheesecake. I probably would have walked. Junior's is good.
And you provided them 14-page documents. We already talked about this the first time. You need to quit saying that, especially now.
Hey, first off, you ain't gonna tell me what the motherfuckers. All right,
just hit the button.
Said several times that you probably would have walked for that cheesecake. So ain't nothing you can tell me now to make me think differently. You would have walked in the streets for that cheesecake.
For sure, I love cheesecake. But
it wasn't for you; it was for him. So that just shows me where
I'm getting me some cheesecake too.
You know. Yeah, Third would have been walking differently because he would have took Third's cheesecake.
Say it.
He would have took your cheesecake, Third.
First off, I am a boy, Damon. So I'm saying maybe this
that's
is where
he like.
That's what he.
According to other court documents, his employees was slipping drugs and alcohol and other stuff too. He probably slipped you a Mickey in that cheesecake.
Yeah,
you love cheesecake, so you gonna get the cheesecake. Yeah,
like I said,
waking up the next morning face down, asking people what happened.
Yep, it's gonna be roofy
because you would have been thinking of a rapper behind bars.
Let
like,
it go,
why the hell did he stomp Diddy out like that? Why the hell is his size 13 Timberland foot imprint in Diddy's face?
It wouldn't be Dylon. It would be roofy. Because that's what Diddy was doing.
Friends, how many of us got them?
You should have seen
we your friend. That's why we tell you to stop.
Yeah. Cut it out. Yep.
You don't want that. You don't want that cheesecake. So I don't demonize Diddy for his sexual lifestyle. I don't care what he does. It's just we know and what we've been told and what we've seen. The man is a demon. He's a demon and he is a deviant, a sexual deviant, and not in a good way. Because some deviancies could be good and it's like understanding, but nah, this nigga bad. He bad.
Listen,
he a bad boy.
Listen,
okay. Literally.
When I was getting my property management certificate, the teacher, she told me something and I've been using it ever since she told me this. And this had to be, I want to say, like 2010, maybe. She gave me this advice. When you look at people's eyes and the whites of their eyes start to grow when they're around you, there's some demonry at work. You know what I'm saying? And as you start to look at people's mug shots and people's eyes and pictures and things like that, you can see it on them. You know what I mean? You can if you look at some old photos of Diddy and you look at his photos recently, the whites of his eyes are very, very large for some reason. No, it's not just drugs. Like
But
you,
it was drugs.
I don't know.
no,
what
that,
Quez
I
was
mean
talking
that
about.
does play a part sometimes, but it's not just that. It's their essence. You can see it in their eyeballs, man, and it be
Yeah, his
looking
hair is
dangerous.
not right.
But
Yeah,
you forget Snoop Dogg was a kind of a bad person too, and you can't see the white in his eyes because he's always high. So I
no,
don't know if
but
that
you
theory
just
holds
said it
up.
was drugs. No, you can see it on people. I'm telling you.
I'm just
If you
playing.
start, the more you start to pay attention to it, like I've been doing it ever since she gave me that.
Yeah,
And when you start to look at people, you could see it in them.
that's
You know what
why
I
I
mean?
don't
Like
look.
even with Drake, like if you look at Drake from Degrassi, he looks so innocent. And
He is not that way.
if you look at him now, the way he looks in pictures when he's not doing the duck lips and all that type of shit. But if you look at his eyes, he looks demonic. Like
Yeah,
there's something predatory. Like it's like you turned off your rationale for humanity. You were just you're out here to devour now, and you can see that in people. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I don't know. Maybe I'm
yeah.
maybe
No,
I'm
no,
That,
no, no.
I understand.
no.
This
That's why.
might be a good segue because we're kind of wrapping up a little bit early, but we can spend some time, just a little bit of
That
time,
that's why I
talking
don't
about
look
that
at Third
very
in the
thing.
Eye anymore because
God damn what?
he
What the
got that.
what?
I don't look
Don't
at
do the
Third in the
homie,
Eye
man.
no more.
Don't do that. Don't do the
Nah,
homie like that,
he
bro.
got the white in his
we not
eyes.
we're
He
not sex
crazy.
played him all night. You know what I'm saying?
He,
Cut him
he's
some slack,
crazy.
man. You know what I'm saying? Don't make him a demon too. You know
He's
what
Right,
I'm
crazy.
man.
saying? Calm down.
I'm just crazy on the beats, like.
There we go. There we go.
Now go ahead, bro. What you got for us, Third?
I mean, that's pretty much it. I was working on the slide. I just didn't have time to really upload it because, I was actually there was a guy, there was a truck driver that was found hanging in North Carolina.
Mm.
So I don't know if that was foul play. I don't know if it was,
Related to the Haitians eating pets thing.
no, I ain't.
No,
No,
I don't think it's that.
No,
But
but violence against a lot of people is up because of that rhetoric. When you keep saying people don't if I look at you, I don't know if you're Haitian. I don't know if you're from Trinidad and Tobago's. I don't know if you're from Africa. I don't know if you're from Nigeria. And especially if you're not from the culture, you just look like whatever. So rhetoric matters when you keep demonizing people.
but see, I don't want to conflate the two issues because then it kind of takes away from what that brother was going through. I
And
took
I think
my glasses off because somebody asked me to take my glasses off in the comments.
I think that happened before the comment about Haitians eating dogs and cats.
But
so it
then
doesn't
it's just good old racism.
But I definitely believe it's that. I'm sorry, I believe that it was that because he's hanging from a tree.
I saw several.
What is that attached to? So it's not that every day someone is being, when people are being murdered, you find murdered people just hanging from trees all the time. It's a black man
trees or
hanging from a tree.
Yeah.
So there's no way.
If you guys remember that they were actually doing that out in LA, like there were some men that were being found hanging from trees out in LA. You know what I'm saying? So then they tried to say it was like
suicide,
unaliving themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, so where the chairs, where the stuff to get them up, how they hanging them? They just pulling themselves up. It just didn't make sense. And then again, we're talking about North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And we've talked about this before right here on this podcast about the lynchings and all this other stuff. It's too many questions raised. You get what I'm saying? And I wanted to honor this dude by at least saying his name because it's one of these things that's not really getting headlines because we got Quez's homeboy out there talking about Haitians eating animals, you know what I'm saying, and this and that, and then Melvin's homeboy, his roommate, this Melvin's roommate over here having freak offs and stuff with
What the
with
hell?
you know
I
lubricant
don't
and
know why
booty
you
oil and all
passing
this
him
other
off to
stuff.
him,
You know
Mr.
what I'm saying?
I'll go get a cheesecake.
But no, but
I
Thank you,
know.
Tisha.
I know. I know.
Issa was the
Why
original
he be
member.
picking fights knowing he not going
Issa was the
the
original
show is
member of
not
Danny
gonna
Kane.
end with
I know.
himself.
I didn't even get the
Issa was the
invite. You
original
were
member of Danny Kane.
invited.
She's playing background for his record. So I don't know what she's
Yeah.
talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Look,
I'm done.
this is my thing, man. With our brother, we watch Jonathan Majors run 75 blocks through 17 different neighborhoods
And still get charged.
on 22 different cameras, right? to get away from somebody for him to still be convicted, which I'm never
Right.
going to agree with. But for some reason, somehow, some way, in 2024, we never see what happens when situations like this happen. There's never any video. There's never no CCTV cameras. There's never and mind you, my brother drove a semi. It's hard to hide those, right? You can't hide a semi. So you know what I mean? I'm flabbergasted at every time we run into this scenario. There's never any video. Nobody ever knows what happened. We're just speculating that maybe he was depressed and wrapped a rope around his neck and threw it on a tree somehow illogically and beyond science. And but we're working on it. But we're sure that there was no foul play. What? How are you sure?
Yeah, and then
that shit kills me.
Yeah, it's weird. And how often do you hear when there is a person who committed suicide that they take their behinds out in public? It's normally done at home so somebody in their family can find them. It's never out in the woods somewhere and hope that somebody come find me. And
Right.
normally,
on top of that, black men.
There's a lot of that.
If we are going to commit suicide, a lot of us, the last thing we're going to do is hang ourselves from a tree to commit suicide.
Yeah,
you can't make me believe. I don't care. You're gonna have to show me some solid proof that it was actually like, did he leave a note? Did his family say he was, depressed and was talking about, like, I need some proof, because if anybody anybody black, or not even just black, any other nationality that's hanging from a tree, you're gonna have to show me proof. You really gonna have to show me proof.
Agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot about the cases, and I know my bias would be automatically that somebody else killed him and it was racism. But that's my implicit bias speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the facts, and I don't know. People kill themselves all the time. People have suicide by cops all the time.
Yeah,
people go to the VA, and I know some people that go. I had one of the sergeants that I knew. He got in a fight with his wife for Thanksgiving. Went to Walmart, bought some shotgun shells, a box of shotgun shells, took one out, waited to the morning time till Reveille when it was time to go to work, and shot himself right there in the front yard.
Mm-hmm.
And had a month-old child, just because he just had enough.
Yeah.
And so I've seen people kill themselves at VAs. That people do crazy things, and some people may do things. I'm not saying but it is possible. Some people, black people, can kill themselves to raise attention to a lot of the issues. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but there's tons of possibilities, and I hate to speculate, but I automatically, when I hear it, my mind goes to racism. My mind goes to that, but that's my implicit bias speaking. So I just throw that out there. So everybody knows where I stand on it, but I don't know all the facts. But
mine too. I'm right there with you, because I don't see it as anything else.
Jess, what are your thoughts?
You got to make me a believer. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
Yeah, what they did to Ahmaud Arbery, when they hit the man with the truck, the modern day lynching. They hit the man with the truck, and then they said he was robbing people. The story always changes until a video comes out.
Right.
And then the man was running for his life. They were chasing him, and they hit him with the truck, and then they tried to fight with him with a shotgun and shot him in the chest and tried to justify it. So you never know. It went from this man was in a building and they were doing a citizen's arrest to murdering him and videotaping it them damn selves.
Right.
So you never know. So I don't know. I don't believe anything until there's a video and I can make a real good judgment call on it from myself.
Just what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I need to see the evidence. I agree with y'all too. That was not. He didn't do it. He did not do that to himself. Just like Twitch. I don't know if you guys know the dancer from
Yeah,
I do
Mhm.
not
was.
believe that he did that. I'm
I think
sorry.
he did. I think that man
I
did.
don't think he did.
Working with Ellen will make you do a lot of crazy
What
things.
the fuck?
Oh my god.
And not just that, he was low key battling a lot of depression too. So
Yeah,
I'm not gonna make a judgment call, but he was battling depression and things like that too.
and
So
his wife
That's
was
what
trying
they
to find
say.
him. His wife would call the police. His wife was trying to track him, and that wasn't the first time.
right.
So he would stop taking medication. Some people are crazy, and we just have to leave it at that. Some
And
people
and
don't.
depression doesn't always look like sad tears and crying.
No,
Depression, that
nope.
person smiling in your
Look,
face
look at
24/7, looking
Robin
like nothing's
Williams.
wrong. Yeah, that shocked
Robin
me. I would
Williams.
have
I
never
didn't know.
thought.
Yeah.
I would have
That
never
shocked me.
thought. Yeah.
Made everybody laugh. Made everybody in the world laugh. But that man was fighting demons for years.
Never would have thought.
And so you never know. Some people. I use the term crazy lightly, but it's illness that they're dealing with. And
Hmm.
sometimes if you have unmedicated illnesses that you're bipolar, you have a chemical imbalancement. You don't even know. You don't even know. It's the people around you know, and they see your behavior change, and you might just
Nah,
end it.
And then sometimes the medicine that's prescribed doesn't necessarily calm the symptoms. It can agitate them too. So
Yeah, they make it
it
make
all
it
depends.
worse.
Yeah, sometimes it makes it worse.
I always find it funny how those medications of like, take this for one of your problems, and then it gives you like 15
you get
other damn
17
problems.
more problems to deal
And
with.
then
As
one of
soon
those
as
problems, it'll intensify the problem you're taking
yeah,
the pill for. So
this might make you unalive yourself too. And you're like, but
yeah,
wait,
Yeah.
I
When you
always
have
had it.
thoughts, call your
exactly.
You're like,
doctor.
Yeah, call your
why would
doctor.
I take this medicine for hemorrhoids if I'm gonna kill myself? What the hell?
And I'm sorry, dancing in the commercial.
Unalive yourself.
Oh
Unalive.
yes, unalive. Yeah,
Oh god.
See, yeah,
it's
similar thing with Tyrese, like how they was talking about when Tyrese came out and told his version of the story, it made absolute truth to me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? How they put that man on that medication. And if
Mhm.
you've never been on something, you know what I mean, and they coerce you, that's the real coercion is at the doctor's office. You know what I mean? When they try these experimental drugs on your ass. And,
well,
and hopefully you do okay and hopefully it fix the problem.
Yeah.
But you may
well,
have, you know what I'm saying, oily discharge or you know what I mean, and that you can't control it. You know, I'll take my chances just being sick, Phil. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, you
I
know who
don't want
needs
to be,
the
putting it
medicine?
on myself in public. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna come out my clothes. I'm a
You know
pass.
who?
Let me. I eat some fruits and vegetables. What happened to that? What happened to the food table? You know what I'm saying? What happened to the food pyramid? That don't work no more.
The only time I would say that I advised medication was for Kanye. He was better when he was medicated.
I agree.
Oh my god.
So that nigga crazy. Jumping,
I agree with
he's
that.
jumping.
Like
Oh
I said,
my
it works for some, it doesn't, and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
For
it's really not a one pill fixes all. Like
No, when
a lot of
when
this stuff
we
reacts.
see him jumping on Apple Store tables trying to do a pop up, I'm like, what? What is going on? And that he's a genius in only one area, though. That's the man could come up with a musical genius, but he damn near retarded. So
And so shout out to Jamie and Maggie. That's his name. Shout out to Jamie and Maggie. Yeah, I put together a quick little presentation, but it's not letting me upload it. So
it's all
but
good.
yeah. But,
Yeah, good stuff, man. Hey, make sure you guys in 2024 stay lubricated. You know what I mean? There's a shortage in baby oil, so
Yep.
get yours before supplies run out.
Yeah. You gonna need some baby oil if you want to go to one of Tisha's parties. So
What the
I
what?
don't have parties. I don't have parties.
she out there. She out there.
No, I'm not. Don't get me in trouble.
She in the Bay Area. She out there.
Hey, Melvin. They said Tisha got a sticker on her wall for each one of her victims in the background. You understand?
So, like I said, the problem was advertising. Nobody would know anything if I did.
No, we just joking, man. We just.
Oh, I know. Because I don't get down like that.
No, you know we gotta say it out loud because somebody gonna run the clip back in 2028 and say that Tisha was kidnapping people and putting them under the stairs.
Never that, because my circle told me, so it would never happen.
No. We just say funny things to take
joking.
jabs
We
at
really
everybody.
was talking about Jess. We just didn't want to tell them.
Yeah.
With my kids,
Right.
No.
Where's she having these parties at?
right?
At Thirds.
Oh shit!
And it's not her having a party, it's Third. He serves cheesecake, y'all. He
studied under Diddy. He studied under Diddy.
He serves cheesecake at his parties. Or he might make his own cheesecake, one of the two.
Yeah, he's like, you coming with cheesecake and baby oil. That's it. Those are two requirements. Two requirements of the party.
Hey, buddy in the comments, say I'm gonna go put some baby oil on my clippers after this. You know
shit.
That's Jamal.
Hell no. That's funny,
man. Yo, this has been a good show. It's been a long week. Anything you guys want to add on to the open mic before we close it out? We rinse around and close it out.
What are we talking about next week?
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know what's
politics.
going to happen next week. It's the hot topic.
We are not talking about politics until after the election, sir. We are done.
So we're not talking about the black Nazi.
What you got? 42 days left, man. You know what I'm saying?
What about the black Nazi?
Vote for who you want to vote for.
Uncle Ruckus, that's what I call him.
Yes, he looks like Uncle Ruckus too.
Clayton Bigsby is out there doing what he doing. And he gonna get his Negro wake up card. So, you know what I mean? That's usually how that happens. He's no longer invited to the party like Diddy.
Now that discussion I might have if we have it, but I'm so tired of that.
Melvin, what's up with your sister Amber Rose? Man, did that bleach go to her bald head? Did that tattoo?
I was hoping
her brains in her booty. Is that why it's so big? What's up with sister, man?
That's what happens when you have too much injections. It goes from your butt to your brain. And so she brain dead. That
all right, Jamal, thank you for tuning in, brother.
Hey, appreciate you, Jamal. You know what I'm saying? As always, brother.
I don't even know why she's talking about ethnic studies or what people do anyway when she denounced that she was not a black woman. So she needs to be quiet.
She'll say anything and do anything just to get the limelight. She's the new Candace Owens, the less classy Candace Owens.
The less educated. And the less educated.
Well, Candace Owens ain't really educated either. She's ignorant. She'll say anything for money, so that's not education.
But Amber Rose, I'm tired. I'm done. Like, why would you even make the statement after JD Vance himself said he'll say anything to get attention on television?
Because that's what
repeat it.
That's what people in cults do.
I hope she watch it. You look dumb.
Remember Stacey Dash? Stacey Dash was the same way.
I hope she watching too, and I hope she comments on the YouTube page.
I wish she would, because I'm ready for it.
Put it up so that we can.
All right. It would be the one exception of arguing.
We're on our way to 100K. You know what I'm saying? We need 100,000.
So we're gonna play a game before we close out.
Awesome. I don't like this.
She said, oh Lord. Why do I get the oh Lord?
Because I want to see what the game is. Let's go.
Oh Lord, Lord Jesus. All right, y'all. So I want each one of y'all to pick a word.
Pick a word.
Pick a word.
Any word.
No.
Any word.
That's my word. No.
No. Okay, Tisha's no. Quez.
I'm gonna go with asinine.
Asinine.
That's what this game
Melvin.
is.
I'll go with toes.
Of course. What other word would you use?
Toes. Asinine. Okay. Jess.
I'll go with cake.
Cake.
No. Asinine. Toes. Cake.
Is this game going the way you thought?
I know it's not.
It sounds like a freak off party.
That's why my answer is no.
Right. All right. So
Sound like a freak off
Play a
party.
beat.
Is crazy. So yeah, I gotta see this. Make this one, please.
Yeah. Tisha went ahead and told me no, but I will go ahead and just ask go. I can make it slow or make it go, but we don't go around stuck in no toe. That's asinine to even think that I was going to try to define. Why the hell are they picking on mine? I will cross that picket line and do it one time. You see it right now, 3rd degree, we got that time. And better yet, yeah, we don't go for take, but you better go ahead and get them cakes from Sugar Express that you about to see that I'm blessed. If you really don't know, yes, it's Sugar Express my dress on Instagram, and you know that I'm the man. If you really don't know, I can go ahead and stand. Throw up your hands. I'm freestyling, wilding off the top of the dome. 3rd degree sitting on top of the throne. Knock, knock, ain't nobody home. You can see me politicking, just riding on chrome. Like I was Slim Thug or Paul Wall, but you can go ahead and you don't like me, suck my balls. Oh, I don't mean to get demonetized, but I can go ahead and tell you right now, we do it one time. 3 degree, I'm just that ill. If you really don't know, man, I spit it, I'm that real.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say I talked to Jess. She said no. I asked her for some cake. She said no. She offered up the toe. And then I was like, okay, Joe Blow. She said I was asinine because I wanted to go to 9.
Man, he can't
She didn't want to give up her cakes. She just offered a toe. She said, hell no.
I'm about to bring that back. Hold up.
I love y'all, man. Got to love y'all. What in the hell? What in the what? Good shit though, man. Hey man, it's been good, man. I'm gonna get back to my family and run around this cabin and
There
make
we
all
go.
these doors locked so we don't have no more bear encounters today.
Oh,
And
shit.
I'm cool.
You had a
with
bear
that.
encounter?
Yeah, man. He opened the door of the car and took took the Nutella out of the car and was eating it.
What the hell?
Yeah.
They do that. They do that.
Yeah, he opened the door. He opened the back passenger.
You sure that wasn't 3rd? He kind of looks like a bear if you're not wearing your
Hey,
contacts.
you know what I mean? I asked. He didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get mad at me because you and Amber Rose are twins.
I'll take that.
Look,
I don't
they
buy
not-
big shape like a little boy. It's okay.
Go ahead and say hi to the people, man. You just gonna stand here like shining.
Oh, the little cutie.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
She's
who knows?
standing in the corner in the shadows and shit. They waiting on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Go do your thing, man. You know, stay away from bears and stay away
All right.
from rednecks out there too.
Be safe. Be
They
safe,
watching you,
everyone.
Doc.
Oh yeah, I got my bear repellent. Y'all help me.
Yep.
Yeah, it won't be me. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I got some
Me
certified.
and Jeff got our tickets booked. We're on the way to the East Coast to go to Dr. Umar's school. We're gonna go see if we can get your check back, man.
Shit.
No,
Yeah, when you get there, get my money back.
I got you.
Are you guys going to
Pick
East
up my
Coast?
check. You know what I'm saying? I want my shit back in cash. I don't want to hear about
You can't.
no 5 to 7 business days.
He gonna repeat. I would not get back the check. I would not get back the check. I would not get back the check.
Yeah, I'm not giving back your money.
We got to do a Vegas trip. Let's plan that out. Let's do a Vegas trip.
We with it. I'm making sure everybody's good. You know what I'm saying? You know, Quez is a father again. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody's. I didn't want to just go ahead and press it. I wanted to do it in October, but I thought about it for a minute. Like, nah, let's just get folks settled in. You know what I'm saying? And we'll figure it out. Maybe after New Year.
Yeah, let's top of the new year, man. Let's put that in action.
Word to Big Bird.
I can mess this up. I'll be able to dip on Denisha and not feel bad.
Man, she gonna be holding on to you. Like, where you going? Me too.
Yeah. Going with you.
But all right, y'all. This has been a good one. We thank you for rocking it with Drop Your 3 Cent. Melvin asked what we talking about next week. We don't know. We just the hot topics happen as they happen, and we talk about it, we dissect it, and that's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? So,
and if y'all want us to talk about something, drop it in
the comments. That's what I was just about to say.
Or you can email dropyour3cent@gmail.com. Get some feedback if you want to talk about something.
Listen to third. You can email, or you can send a carrier pigeon, or send up smoke signals. For whatever you want us to talk about.
We gonna talk about it.
Old ass third. Ain't nobody sending you no email.
Or send them a DM.
Oh, my fault. DM. We're gonna do like President's old past day, slide in his DM and then shoot him the topics what you want to talk about.
That part. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to mess with Candace Owens back in the day, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So
Okay.
He's the reason why he's the reason why she don't like black men no more.
Hey, I can't contain none of that.
I know that's right.
I can neither confirm nor deny, sir. You know what I mean? I'm married now, so
Just
whatever
mad.
happened back then, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
That part.
All right, it's been a good one. Thank you for tuning in to Drop Your 3 Cent. We'll be back next Friday. We love y'all. Stay safe.
Peace, fam.